Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Caitlin from Caitlin Plans, and today I'm going to be planning in my big catch-all happy planner for the week of March 21st through 27th. I know St. Patrick's Day was last week, but I didn't make a St. Patrick's Day spread then, so I'm actually just going to bump it to this week. I know. I have some St. Patrick's Day stickers that I really wanted to use, and the ones I'm going to be using this week aren't like explicitly St. Patrick's Day. They're just like green florals and four-leaf clovers, so I thought it could be fun for this spread. And I apologize for being back in the like white planning void. I will be back to my like faux wood backdrop next week. I'm just home on spring break. Not necessarily home, but I'm spending some time with my boyfriend. So I don't have all of my planning supplies with me. I've been kind of jumping back and forth between like my parents' house and my boyfriend's apartment. So I don't have everything with me, and I was trying to pack light. So we just have a white poster board today, unfortunately, but hopefully next week everything will be back and good and beautiful. The lighting gets a little funky with the white poster board. That's kind of my main reason I kind of went away from that in the first place, but it is a very nice, convenient backdrop, that's for sure. So I'm going to plan this spread this week. And I wanted to make use of these According to Allie Lucky Florals. There's some beautiful like green, I don't even know what this is, what the name of this floral is, but I've seen it before in person. So we've got this, we've got some white roses, some tiny little blooms, and then all of these four-leaf clovers to play around with. And then I'm pulling in two new sticker books from the Happy Planner. So this one's called Blushin' It, and it's all blush tones, but I was thinking I really liked this kind of wood grain abstract pattern. So like maybe that, and then some of the other brown tones that are in here. I feel like green and brown would be a fun color combo for this spread. So I'm thinking like maybe this or like this kind of quote. And then in this Radiate book, it's kind of Art Deco inspired, I would say, but there's also a bunch of these rainbowy shapes. So to kind of bring it back to St. Patrick's Day, I was thinking maybe that. Also, this like faux washi that has little rainbows on it would be kind of cute. It's brown, it matches that. And then I have some black colorful boxes from Mojo Jojo Plans to do all the functional stuff with. I might pull in some more quotes from According to Allie, because I did see Mandy from Planning Mandy did a spread using these same florals and pulled in an According to Allie quote that worked really well with it. So I might find that in my sticker collection, but I'm just going to get started putting stuff on pages. So popping this off the discs and we'll get started. I'm going to go ahead and start with the sidebar. So I picked out this one that says Start Where You Are. It is brown and white stripes. And I'm going to pop that up at the top of the sidebar and then maybe put some florals kind of coming in from the edges. I don't know yet. It's kind of hard to gauge how these florals will work out on the pages. I feel like these are just like unlike anything Allie's ever done before. They're really fun. She does a lot of cool seasonal florals, which I definitely love about her shop. So I'm kind of putting this like along the edge here. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the other half of this and put it down in this area, which I'm not sure what I'm going to use this for. If it's going to be like a running to-do list or if it's just going to be kind of like dead space. But I like having that pop of green down there at the end of it. And Monday's going to be a longer day for me, so I probably want to get those boxes in place before I even attempt to get decorative with that. So I need one of these for the lecture that I have to attend in the morning, followed by a meeting where I'm presenting. So I'm going to need a slightly larger box than usual for that. So I'll use one of these. And this is like the morning section of the day. And then I skip ahead and I need a box for class. I think this is smaller than the one I just placed. Yeah, it is. Okay. So I'll use this one for class. And we'll go down here. And then after that, I'm leading a review session for the class I TA for. So I'm going to take another one of these bigger boxes. I think they should fit okay together in this box at the bottom. Yeah, that's fine. And then I could do a checklist in the middle. I don't know if there's a lot of checklists in this Blushin' It book. I really haven't had a chance to flip through it all too much. Oh wait, before I get too far, I do want to use these like little corner things. So I'll start with this one, and it's just gonna go down here in the end of the sidebar, which is like the perfect placement for it. I left exactly how much room I needed for that, which I think that looks really cute. I can round it out with some of this darker green from the four-leaf clover on top of it. And then to make it into a trio, I'm gonna take one of these smaller florals with the yellow center and just place that probably here, because the line work gets a little distracting from it if I place it on top of this like kind of wood grain corner element. I'm gonna do some washi tape through this second box, and then maybe part of it'll be for like a to-do list. I just don't know how much I'm actually gonna get done in between all of these different things that I have to do on Monday. So I'm starting with this one that kind of looks like this corner element, and then I'm gonna go into the Radiate book and find that rainbow patterned one that I liked. Right here. Okay, so I'm gonna do a shorter strip of this just so that they're varying lengths. I think it's a really soft, subtle rainbow. I think they're really pretty paired with the other brown tones that I'm bringing into this spread. It's not like a rainbow, which is more like traditional St. Patrick's Day. So this is kind of a more subdued St. Patrick's Day theme for the week after St. Patrick's Day. I'm taking another strip of this rainbow washi tape because I want to do a section up on Tuesday, Wednesday. So I'm going to cut it a little bit shorter. And start placing things up here. Tuesday, Wednesday isn't going to be too bad scheduling wise. I do have something on Tuesday that I normally don't have on Tuesdays, which is I'm going to a concert with my friend. It's like a very small, like, concert at a bar. So I'm doing that on Tuesday, so I will need some room to write that down, but I'm kind of saving this box down here for it. So not too concerned about finding the space for that. And then I have some more of this rainbow washi on my hand, so I do want to place it somewhere. I'm taking the longest strip of this one out of the Blushin book and placing it along the top of this middle row of boxes on this half. And I can do maybe 2 of the rainbows on this one, so like this one will go here. And then the longer strip, which I think is going to be the same length as that one, I'll cut it a little bit shorter, but I can place this one underneath. Although I'm not convinced that I like having both of these on the same cluster. And this one just looks a little awkward placement-wise, so I'm going to peel that one back up. Yeah, I think it looks better with just those 2. Okay, these ones are going back in the book. Maybe some other cluster will need them at some point, but just not right now. And then I'm going to bring in some more of Allie's stickers. So I want to start with one of these white roses because I haven't gotten any of these onto the spread quite yet. I'm cutting it so that it can line up with the edge of the page on the top of Wednesday. And I'm going to layer it slightly onto that washi strip. They're kind of the same color, but you still get the edge of the floral petal with that black line art that she's using. And then the rest of this one is going into the sidebar by the start where you are. Now I'm going to take some green because I do feel like lots and lots of tan colors up there. So this 4-leaf clover is going to go in the cluster as well. And then I'll take one of these smaller ones to bring in some yellow. Bringing all of the florals onto Wednesday. There's like a speck underneath this one that's gonna drive me mad. I gotta get it out from underneath the clear sticker. Okay, much better. Taking inspiration from Planning Mandy, which I mentioned earlier, I wanna move this quote in here somewhere, and I'm thinking kind of in this area on Tuesday, Wednesday. So I'm taking my white Jelly Roll pen to make some space for it. The quote reads, "Sometimes the grass is greener because it's fake." And I think that's really funny. It's on the Sassy Quotes sheet. And I think it's perfect for this spread because we're dealing with a lot of green tones, a lot of grassy greens. So a quote about grass might be the thing that we need. I also just want to work in some of Allie's lettering because it's gorgeous. So this one's gonna go here. I can decorate around it with some florals or some more green. But I do want to get some more functional boxes on this half of the spread before I get too carried away with quotes and flowers and all of those things that I just want to like keep playing around with. So on Tuesday, as I mentioned, I'm going to a concert and I'm going to use a whole box because that's probably going to block off most of my evening on Tuesday. So this one's going to go down here in the bottom of the like column. And then before that, I have class I TA for and then a class of my own to attend. So those are gonna go up here. And I'm sorry for any door noises you may hear. It's hard to plan when I'm not the only one around. Okay, so I'm looking for another box. I love this sticker book, and if this were the regular Colorful Boxes book, I would have already been done with all of the black boxes out of it, but there's so many black boxes in this book, and I just love it. So I'm definitely going to be returning for another copy of this sticker book at some point. I just like don't need to yet, which is amazing to me. So this one's going here. On Wednesday, I have 3 things. So this is going to be a kind of busy week for what it is. I'm placing this one here for class that I need to attend. And then I need some of those skinnier boxes. So one for a lecture that I'm going to be at in the morning. Fits nice and perfectly in this box with all the florals. And then one for a work shift on Wednesday afternoon. So that one's going to go here as well. I feel like I need like a rose right in that area, so I'm gonna go ahead and white out some room for it. I'm kind of scrapping the idea of putting checklists into this one because I think it's gonna be hectic with all the commitments that I already have on like the boxes. So the checklists will just make their way into my daily planner. This one's going here. And then I do have something that I like need to remember to do on Monday that's pretty important. So I will then use this space for like some kind of special bullet point to make note of that. And I want to work some green in here, so I'm just trying to play around with like how the sizing works. Yeah, that's kind of cute. Okay. Although if I do that, I effectively eliminate the space that I would use to make that note of like, I just have to make a rental return on Monday for some technology that I checked out from the school. So I want to make sure that I get that done so I don't accrue fees. So I want like a special bullet point where I can like write directly on the page that I need to make that return. This 4-leaf clover can just move up that way. I think it looks fine. Like I kind of liked it coming downwards, but I think that works for what I need it to do. And I can even go find that kind of bullet point right now. Or like something like this that says to do could be fun. There's some hearts that match that brown color. There's a lot of cool things in this book. These triangles look a little too big for what I'm working with. I do like this kind of shape, but I don't know if that's going to be right for the size. Here we go. It's one of those little page flags in that kind of wood grainy texture that I'm using so much of, but again, it feels a little too big for what I'm working with. I thought it was going to be perfect. Here's some smaller little page flags. Again, this book has everything you really need to plan with in it. So I'm going to take one of these, and that's just going to be my reminder on Monday. And now I'm going to hop over to the other half of the spread because it's very empty compared to what I have going on over here. I'd like to visually link them together a bit more, so I'm going to take this one. Is it sedge? Is that what this is? I can't remember. I'm not a very outdoorsy or garden-y person, so I will probably be wrong on that, but it's cute. Or maybe it's just supposed to be clover. Like, that seems like it could be right. Anyway, I'm going to put a touch of it over here by this quote, and then take the other half of this and kind of line it up. And I think I want the washi tapes to be on top of this, so just gonna move them out of the way for a second. That one already tore, great, okay. I'm gonna place this and then just kind of roll them back to where they were. And I don't know if I like them being kind of aligned, so I'm gonna cut this one a little bit shorter. Yeah, I think that looks good. On Thursday, I think the only thing that I really have is a work shift, but, oh wait, no, I have an appointment in the morning, that's right. Okay, so this one is gonna go here in this box, just because I feel like it fits well in that area. And then I'm gonna find something for that appointment in the morning. And I thought I saw some really cute appointment stickers in this Radiate book. I just don't know if they're gonna be right for what I'm doing with this spread. They were all really rainbowy. Yeah, they say like appointment like that. I don't know if that's exactly what I'm looking for, even with the gold foil, which is lovely. I think I just need to place a box and call it a day on that. So probably one of these. And it'll go right up here in this part of the spread. So a little room before it. Everything's kind of centrally located on Thursday, which I'm fine with. And then on Friday, I have the section that I TA for, so I need another one of these. And there's not much going on Friday beyond that. I think it might also be the end of the call for donations for the Planet Forward initiative, which is something that I take part in for planners of higher ed. If you are looking to de-stash planner supplies, we are accepting gently used or brand new planner supplies for college students who are looking for planner tools but don't necessarily have the means to get like supplies. Like they have wish lists of things that they're looking for. You know what it's like being in college. Money is definitely tight. So we're collecting supplies for 2 students that we picked this semester, and I believe the call for supplies ends on that Friday. So I want to make a note of that. But I do want to get some full boxes in here. Kind Heart, Brave Soul, that's cute. I like the little border around it. This one is fun because it's just that wood green texture. I keep saying wood grain, and I know it's not really supposed to be wood grain, but I think it's really pretty. And it kind of looks like that to me, so that's what I'm calling it. I'm gonna block out Thursday night with that because I don't really want to do much on Thursday night. And I'm gonna take Trust the Timing of Your Life because I like the lettering on that. And this one's gonna go up on Friday. There was a little bit of a smudge on the page, so I'm just gonna cover it up and pretend like it never happened. And with these white stickers, they just kind of blend into the page, so it's like you have a clear quote there, but it's it takes up a little bit more space. So I think that's fun. There's some funky little Today stickers with polka dots on them, which remind me of that Bold and Bright sticker book or Bold and Bright spread that I planned with last week. But I'm not trying to do the same thing over again, so I'm not going to do that. We've got some of these. Good Days Are Coming. I don't know who's doing stuff with their car outside, but it certainly is annoying. Okay, I'm going to take this one that says appointment to mark my appointment on Thursday. And I'm going to put it in the box because then I won't need to write appointment in the box. So I'll have some room to write everything else. There's none of these that say meeting, which I wish there were some that said meeting because I do have a lot of meetings, but understandably not everyone has meetings, so that's fine. There's only 2 of the brown checklists, and that's kind of partly why I stayed away from doing checklists in the spread. That, and I just don't have a lot of room to begin with. And then I'm thinking this May You Be Happy Always could be fun in this spread somewhere. I don't know, it feels like a lot. Like, if I put it there, then it's in line with this wood grain thing, which isn't exactly visually pleasing, and I can't put it in the middle row, which I'd like to do because those are there. And then it's so similar to what I have on Friday, so maybe I just save this for a later spread. I'm always in need of like neutral colored stickers, so I'll save this for my next neutral spread. I can make use of the other one of these corner things, and somehow this page is like glued to the back of the book, so it's really hard to get my hand underneath the half of it that's not glued to get the stickers loose, but if I use these now, I probably won't have to do that again. So I'm taking this one and putting it up here on Saturday, Sunday. I just need to white out a little bit of it because it does move into 2 boxes. And I'm just going to align this with the corner up here. And that way it balances out what I had going on in the sidebar. On Sundays, we try to go to trivia, so I'm going to put another sticker in here for trivia night. And I think that's all of the boxes that I'm going to need in this spread. This one's going to go in the middle just because I feel like I have the possibility to get a little bit more decorative in the other 2. And visually, I think it balances out nicely to have that larger black box in the middle row. So now I want to go in with more of the According to Allie Lucky Florals and just use up the rest of this sheet. So we've got some roses, which are gorgeous, and I kind of want it to fit nicely into this corner. So I'm going to cut it into a right angle, which my right angling skills are awful, and you've been warned. But I just want it to like fit nicely into the corner. And these little fragments will get used elsewhere in the spread. They're too precious not to use. So this is gonna fit over here. I always feel weird lining things up with like the inner corner of the page over here when I'm like in the sidebar working down below that margin. But I don't know, I feel like if I brought it out to the edges of the page, it would look kind of wonky with the whiteout. So I just kind of do it that way. That's the way it always does, or always works out. I'm a creature of habit when it comes to like creating planner spreads. And I'm clearing up enough room that I could put another quote into this section if I really wanted to. I wonder if there's anything else on that According to Allie sheet that makes sense. Everyone's being so annoying with their cards today. Okay, we've got Stay Weird. If your cup is only half full, you need a new bra. A large group of people is called a no thanks. Alexa skipped a Friday. Another fine day ruined by responsibility. I'm looking for something that's in that same like font. I know she hand lettered all of these, but she did a couple different lettering styles. So I'm looking for something that's in that same lettering style to make it cohesive. And the rest of these are a little bit different, but I do have some other According to Allie quotes I could flip through and kind of try to find something. I didn't come up with any quote results over there, but I did find this one in the Blushin book that says happiness blooms from within, and I think with all of these beautiful flowers, maybe a quote about blooms would be good. So I'm going to white out some lines so I can stick it into this cluster down here on like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's a weekend quote. Always got to have a weekend quote. And I'm slowly working through all of these jelly roll pens. I bought like a 5-pack of them or something like that. And they last a long time, let me tell you that. I know they're not the best gel pen on the market, but they work for all intents and purposes in what I'm dealing with. So I'm just going to keep using them until I run out of them, and then I will hunt for something a little bit better. But I know if I find something better now, then I'm never going to use all of the gel pens I have stockpiled, and I got to work through my stash. So I'm using some sticker fragments to cluster up on the other side of this. This one isn't a sticker fragment, but this rose petal is. And then I'm like thinking maybe I want the clover going onto this brown box, but I just don't know how well that's going to show up visibility-wise. They are clear stickers after all, so I have to be conscientious about how I'm layering them. I could do 2 on the other half of this, and maybe that would help. So I'm just trying to balance it so they don't look the exact same. And maybe I need to go a little bit higher, so here's some more whiteout for that. And I've just kind of started referring to this pen as whiteout, even though it is clearly not whiteout. Okay, so we've got that. It looks fine. I'm just trying to figure out, like, how to round it out a little bit better. Maybe if I use this petal fragment, I could kind of creep it up the edge of the page further. That might help. Okay, that looks fine for what I need it to do. I do feel like a white rose over here with this larger green floral would be good, but it's gonna be giant for that space. So I'm gonna cut it in half and just layer it so it looks like it's poking out from the top of this box. And then I'll use the other half probably up in the right-hand corner with that wood grain cornery thing. So this one is then gonna go over here on Saturday. And then I'll take another one of these yellow and white ones to finish off this cluster, a nice trio. I think that looks really good. And then the rest of these, I think I'll put them up here Saturday, Sunday. And I was waiting for a motorcycle to drive past, but I was thinking I feel like I need some more rainbows in here. So we've got these ones, they're not foiled. I like the gold foiling, and I think this is more of like a bronzy foiling, but they are really cute. I just want something to layer onto this box on Sunday. I think it'll be fine. It's actually a little bit more gold than I thought it was from the get-go. I think it's just more of like an antique gold is probably what I would describe this foil as, whereas the one in Blushin I would say is more of a true gold or like a foily shimmery gold. This has a little bit of a more matte foil shimmer to it. So I'm adding in a rainbow and I'm trying to place it so that I have enough writing room on Sunday, but it also still looks like a rainbow with that black line intersecting it. This isn't my favorite spread that I've done, and I feel like I can definitely admit to that. Not everything that I make is going to be the most fantastic thing in the world, but I think it gets the job done. It's functional where it needs to be functional, and it's decorative where it needs to be decorative. I'm trying to find a spot for another one of these rainbows to balance that out, and I think just like down here would be fine. This one's a little bit smaller. Keep that for a bit. Okay. Like, it's not my favorite spread. It feels a little disjointed, and I think I got a little too carried away with the decorative, so that the boxes end up looking a little bit more overwhelming than they normally do. But I wanted to use these florals, and I don't regret that, because I'm definitely having a fun time just getting back into planning. It's been much too long since I sat down and planned stuff. And I can stretch this cluster out a little bit more if I just white out part of that line up here. So that way this one goes into the quote box on Friday. And then I have one more of these white florals, which shouldn't be too hard to find a spot for. I'm tempted to bring this cluster out further, but it just doesn't show up well on this wood grain box. And then I'm like, I could put it here, but that just doesn't feel right. And having it here makes it too close to that. So maybe I cut the difference and cut the sticker in half. And I do half of it up here in this cluster, which I like that a lot. I think that looks really good because it kind of alternates white flower clover, white flower clover. And then the other half of this will now fit underneath that wood grain box. And I think that brings that cluster in nicely. Okay. I want to get maybe another page flag or two because this is the only one on the page and it's looking a little bit lonely for my liking. Oh, and I have a podcast filming thing on Friday. I don't remember what I said that box was for. Was it a meeting? I can't remember. Well, I'm going to need another one on that day anyway. So I'm going to put in a box for podcast filming, and that one's going to have to go up here in this area. And honestly, I think that balances Friday out a little bit more to have that extra box in there, because this was really box heavy and this one wasn't. But now we're getting to that. And then I do want to run some errands on Sunday, so I think I'm just going to stick another box in there. I don't think I want it in this cluster. I kind of want it up top on Sunday. So this one's going to go here, just kind of slightly intersecting that wood grain corner, which I think that looks good. I'll take these page flags, the mini guys, and I'm going to put one on Saturday for whatever I have to do on Saturday. It might be errands, it might be something else. And then I'm going to take one and pop it on the top of Thursday, because I think I have a package coming on Thursday, so that'll go there. I'm just trying to figure out a way to work one last rainbow into this spread because I don't like having two. I want them to balance out. So I'm thinking this medium or like smaller size, which I think is even smaller than the one I used here actually. I think having this one just kind of over here with this green floral could be fun. I know it's getting to be a lot at this point, but I'm gonna call it at that. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this back onto the discs and get a good look at it. Okay, so here it is all finalized. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but that also doesn't mean that I hate it. Like, I don't want you to get me wrong. I don't hate it. Sometimes you just make things and they don't like match up to the vision that you had in your head, but that doesn't mean that they're bad. It's a little bit like middle of the road to me. Like, there's things that I would change if I did it again. And the stickers are so fun and I had high expectations for them, and I think sometimes I build up my expectations after seeing like how beautiful Allie's illustrations are or something like that. I build up my expectations in my head that the spread is going to be perfect when it gets on paper, and then it doesn't play out exactly how I want it to, but that doesn't really mean much because it's functional and that's what a planner needs to be. So I'm happy with it in that respect. I just wish I had done some things differently. But I do like the green. I think it's a fun, like, post-St. Patrick's Day spread. It's not, like, super rainbows and pots of gold, which I think it's a more classy take on, like, a St. Patrick's Day spread. So I think it's really fun. In that way, it's kind of sophisticated, and I just love Allie's illustrations, so I will never pass up a chance to use those. I'm going to call it good on this one, and there you have it. If you liked this video, hit that like button down below. You can also subscribe to my channel for more fun planner-related content, and follow me on Instagram at Caitlin Plans, where I share after the pen photos as well as photos of spreads that did not get videos. Thanks for watching and happy planning!